Hello Boomy Explorers, welcome to one of the other great exploration. Today we are going to go and visit Yellowstone National Park, and this is the north side of the Yellowstone National Park, which is we are going to start from Hellroaring Trailhead, go all the way down to Little Cottonwood Creek, and we have a camp permit from the National Park Service, and this is about like roughly 8 to 10 hours, and we will be passing through a beautiful suspension bridge which crosses over the Yellowstone River. You can see the valley, and then we go through like a Buffalo Plateau. It's a fantastic heaven on earth, and it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity we got, and it's like unexplainable. Throughout the day we walked around and we passed through Hellroaring Creek, and finally our destination for today is an IR3 campsite which is near the Little Cottonwood Creek. So this campground is like by the edge of a hill, and our final destination is the Eagle Creek Campground. We will reach here after 4 days from now. The whole 4 days we are going to be inside the Yellowstone National Park by Wyoming Montana border, and we had a privilege to stay on second day by the banks of Yellowstone River. This is purely like a Ganges flowing in North American continent. We will talk about it some other time. So this is the north entrance of the Yellowstone National Park. You have to access the park in the northern side by Gardner. It's the small town, and we saw like couple of elks. It was charging us almost like, so just don't go. And from day one, this is like before we start our hike, we headed towards the Eagle Creek Campground. This is technically where we are going to end our backpacking. After 4 days we will come back to Eagle Creek Campground, pick up our return car. So basically we are just going in on day one to leave our return drive, because it's a COVID season, so we prefer not to take any ride or anything. So we were lucky to take 2 rental cars. See, like a lot of people camps around. So from Eagle Creek Campground we are driving down towards Gardner, and this is like a beautiful town actually. So we came like last night, we stayed overnight. So we are driving towards the north entrance, and this is a fantastic Wyoming Montana bison country. So from the Eagle Creek Campground, our trailhead, we are heading towards it, and it's through the Yellowstone National Park north entrance. This is a Mammoth Spring Hot Springs. It's one of the very famous tourist spots. A lot of people spend time. This is a beautiful country, and the national park is like a greatest gift to the American people and to the world. So we are just pulling into Hellroaring Creek trailhead. So we are heading towards the parking lot. So we are going to park there and get our gears. So we will be come back to this spot after 4 days. We are starting on a Hellroaring Creek on a 4-day hike in Yellowstone National Park. This is on middle of May 2021. It's Hellroaring Trail. About 20 minutes to start. We're going into the valley. It's a pretty decent trail, not too bad. A lot of horsebackers might be on this. So this is the first suspension bridge we just crossed, and it's over Yellowstone River, which is gorgeous, so noisy, you are going to hear it. It's fantastic. So that's the suspension bridge we just came across, right? It's quite a mile hike, and it's not too long yet. This is a suspension bridge. Really, you can see it. Beautiful. A gorge. Maybe 200 feet. Sound of a forest. One of the benefit of backcountry is to experience and enjoy this calm, serene nature. This is the first time I'm seeing a big plateau like this. This is a huge backcountry. Yellowstone, so we got to be cautious. We have bear sprays, precautionary measures we take. Careful. Just slowly we started hearing the roaring sound of a river. So we are walking through the Buffalo Plateau, and we are on a Hellroaring Creek trail, but we cannot cross the Hellroaring Creek right now, right ahead of this water hole, because it's still not summer, and the water is in a rushing rage. So from here we will be taking a Hellroaring Stock Cutoff trail, which is going to take it to our bridge, and we will cross the creek and then come back. So this pretty much adds up about 2 miles to 3 miles of our trip. And all over this grassland we see a lot of bison dungs, and we do see a lot of animals habitats. Hopefully it's not bear, that's what we want to be. I never seen a plateau like this with beautiful granite boulders by the valley, and huge vast grasslands. So we prepared for this trip for last 5 months, and we have about 35 to 40 pounds out of that, like 10 pounds of food. And good part is we can get a lot of water sources, so we don't have to carry water for this backpacking trip. So up in the hill we see a couple of bisons, which is like the native species. The whole there's a camping spot here. We need to get a backcountry permit from the National Park Service. We're just trying to cross this river, and it needs to be done through a bridge. We are about like 150 feet away from the river. See, there's a fresh, just bison's habitat. So you are like just, you'll be passing through this park or the forest without disturbing it. You don't leave anything behind. See a skeleton, probably a dead animal. Looks like a deer or a moose. So this is the bridge. We are trying to cross it. And here is a campsite. So we came about 2 miles, cross the bridge, walk along the river. This is going to be our source of water for our lunch. It's beautiful. We will fill up some water, refill it, eat some, and start. Fully loaded, finished lunch here. We had a tortilla and hummus, and We just finished our lunch near the Stock Bridge. We came through Hellroaring Stock Trail, now heading towards Yellowstone River Trail. So pretty much we are doing a U-turn over the Hellroaring Creek, and here you can see like there is a campground, and people put up their backpack and the food to keep it away from the grizzlies around this area. This is kind of like a rules around National Park Service to keep the backpackers safe. It's a pretty wild area. You can see coyotes and buffaloes, bisons, grizzlies. So far we haven't seen any grizzlies. So here is I think this is kind of like a forest rangers outpost, something like that. It's a cabin, nobody was around here. I don't know if you can see, there are a lot of bison hairs around, and it's kind of like a hair's shed and bison dung, and we just saw a bison right on that. So we came from that spot all the way through there. Cross through. We couldn't cross the river there, so we went. This is a viewpoint. Resting. So we just saw this antler, but this is not like a shed from elk. It could be like a dead carcass, and it's about like 25-30 pounds. I was like quite heavy, and I never seen something like this wild, and this is so heavy, and but here is the national parks rule: you never carry anything out like something wild. So this belongs to national park. You just touch it and enjoy it. We just left it there and we walked away from it, but this is such a wild experience. We are seeing some traffic now. So we came from that side, and the last 20 minutes is like steep hill. It's like rolling hill after rolling hill. I know it's like strenuous now, but we can do it. We are making it. Probably another 10 to 15 minutes to the campground. Here is some life lessons. You can see the path for another 100 feet, max 150 feet. We don't have to really know all the way how it will end up. We just have to keep going. People plan too much. What's going on will happen after 15 years, 20 years. All you have to do is think about for next couple of years. The same way here, I know there's a puddle here, so we just need to recourse, make calculated decision, and move on. So there are few elks just passed through. We almost walked around 7.5 miles, and we are like 150 feet away from our campground. So this area, like, we are going to camp tonight here, and unfortunately we just lost our battery on our cameras. We entered into the campsite and we saw a grizzly bear there, which is about like 5 feet tall, quite like a quite big, and we really got freaked out. And this is our campsite. So we found a lot of antlers around, so we put it just like for our namesake, and we hang our bags up there, kept our food after we cooked for the dinner. And that grizzly came like twice, so pretty much the whole night we were like, to be honest, we are scared, and I'm scared. But that's what the Yellowstone is all about. This is one of the greatest national park on earth and in US, and it's 35,000 mile span. So, but this spot was fantastic. We had a great view. So for the night we cooked a pretty good meal. I will talk about some other time. So each of us, 3 of us in our party, and we all had separate tents, and the whole night we were like pretty cautious, even though we don't want the grizzly to come out.